On election eve, front-runners for South Australia's marginal seat of Boothby have been wooing voters as they go to cast their votes. Live to Sky News reporter Joel Philp, who is at a pre-polling centre. Joel, high-profile independent candidate Jo Dyer has cast her vote there this afternoon.
That's right, Danica. Jo Dyer's campaign colours are hot pink, but her political persuasions, you might say, are of the teal variety. She cast her vote here a short amount of time ago. Obviously, it was the first time she'd done it, and this is what she had to say as she walked out of that pre-polling centre.
I think it was very exciting just to vote for myself for the first time.
As I say, we don't want to preempt what the voters do, but I would be very surprised if we're seeing Boothby stay blue.
I'm at the Colonel Light Gardens Uniting Church pre-polling centre, which is basically the busiest pre-polling centre in Boothby at the moment, and all of the key political candidates are here. We've got Rachel Swift, the Liberal candidate, right behind me. Further up, Jeremy Carter from the Greens, and then beyond there we've got Jo Dyer just having a chat to Louise Miller-Frost, the Labor candidate. So this is obviously their very last opportunity to convince voters before votes are cast. The Liberal Party is expected to lose this electorate tomorrow, this seat. I asked the Labor candidate if she was willing to call it yet. This is what she had to say. Can you be honest? Do you think you've won it?
I have no idea. Look, I haven't done this before. People are always lovely. Whether that translates into votes is very hard to know. I guess I'm feeling optimistic, but I won't know until the night.
Polling from the past 2 days or so has also suggested that Liberal Senator Simon Birmingham may be the only Liberal senator that manages to retain his seat at this round of the upcoming elections. And he was obviously on the front line here, handing out how to vote cards, and I asked him about that.
I'm not terribly interested in the polling. I can see a long line of South Australians, and they're the ones who are going to make the decision in the actual ballots they cast.
I was earlier at the Brighton Surf Lifesaving Club, the other busy pre-polling centre in the electorate of Boothby, and the views there were quite varied. This is what voters had to say about the state of Australian politics.
Hoping that Liberal will get through, because I think Morrison's done a good job through the pandemic and everything like that. He's made a few blunders, but they all do. Albanese will be exactly the same.
I think hopefully Boothby's going to switch. But you never know. I mean, this has been a Liberal stronghold for a long time, but I think the people in Boothby are ready for a change.
Labor's costings that came out yesterday may have a larger sway than what most people think.
I understand that we need a good economy, but climate change is a major impact, and the two major parties are not really focusing on that.
Danica, the other seat to keep your eye on in South Australia is the seat of Sturt. It's held by a much larger margin of 6.9% by the Liberal incumbent James Stephens, but indeed Boothby and Sturt were the two seats that opposition leader Anthony Albanese visited on election eve.
Yeah, another two to watch very closely. Joel, thank you.